Vladimir Putin made the political deal with Yevgeny Prigozhin. So it was no real threat from Yevgeny Prigozhin to Vladimir Putin. Vladimir Putin not irrational teenager who is making some kind of psychological revenge to the people who was sometime against him.
Okay.
No, Vladimir Putin is very rational political leader.
Did Vladimir Putin order the death of Yevgeny Prigozhin? No word from the Russian authorities, of course. The closest we ever really get to a voice of the Kremlin is from Sergei Markov. He's a Russian political scientist and formerly a close advisor to Vladimir Putin. He tends to know what's going on in Moscow. We can speak to him now. Good morning to you.
Good morning. Yes, I'm sorry that I'm from automobile.
Don't worry. I don't think anyone in the West, Sergei, doubts that Russian forces brought down the plane, and I don't think anyone doubts that Putin ordered it. And most people believe that Prigozhin was on it and has been killed at Putin's order. Do you have a different view?
Yes, I have different view. I heard about this Western version maybe already dozens of times, and interesting, they cannot explain rational reasons for Vladimir Putin to kill Yevgeny Prigozhin, because Yevgeny Prigozhin now has no any political threat to Vladimir Putin. Also, the attempt of rebellion was not against Vladimir Putin, but against defense ministry. So Western versions mostly give irrational hatred of Vladimir Putin to anybody who is not loyal.
So
but believe me, I know Vladimir Putin. He's a very rational guy. So my version is that the Ukrainian authorities kill Yevgeny Prigozhin, and it's gift of military intelligence service in Ukraine to the Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky, to the Independence Day of Ukraine, which they celebrate today.
Exactly. So you're saying they've celebrated their Independence Day by taking out Yevgeny Prigozhin. How could Ukrainian forces take out a plane in the middle of Russia, just north of Moscow? That's not possible, is it, for Ukrainian forces? And if that is possible, then Russia is much weaker than any of us would have thought possible.
It's possible because this terrorist attack had been organized by governmental structures. You know, the governmental terrorism is very dangerous. And also, if you know that Ukrainian intelligence service kill Russian journalists in the center of Moscow, Daria Dugina, and in the center of St. Petersburg, Vladimir Tatarsky, and Ukrainian intelligence service attacking by drones even the building in the Kremlin. So Ukrainian intelligence service very professional in terms of terrorist attacks. So it's very big dangerous. But also after attempt of the rebellion, the governmental security had been taken from Yevgeny Prigozhin.
But we know, don't we, that people who are enemies of Vladimir Putin, and Prigozhin was an enemy, they tend to end up dead. They fall down stairs or out of windows. They're strangled by dog leads. They're poisoned by polonium. We know this. You know we know this. We don't want to insult anyone's intelligence here, Sergei. People who cross Vladimir Putin end up dead. And sure as enough, Yevgeny Prigozhin has ended up dead. That's the much more likely version of events than Ukrainian intelligence drifting into Moscow and taking him out. Surely you must see that. People who cross Vladimir Putin end up dead.
No.
No, they don't.
No. Look, Ahmad Kadyrov, former leader of rebellion, Chechen rebellion against Vladimir Putin, he was enemy of Vladimir Putin, but then he made a political deal with Vladimir Putin, and as a result, he served to Vladimir Putin as Ramzan Kadyrov, also his son, servants of Vladimir Putin. Also, Vladimir Putin made the political deal with Yevgeny Prigozhin. So it was no real threat from Yevgeny Prigozhin to Vladimir Putin. Vladimir Putin not irrational teenager who is making some kind of psychological revenge to the people who was sometime against him. Okay. No, Vladimir Putin is very rational political leader. That's why he is not killing those who is not threat to Russia.
You don't think he's irrational. Why do you think Prigozhin was there? Prigozhin, because he staged this coup against either Putin or, as you put it, the military establishment around him. We all thought he was in Africa. What was he doing in Moscow, do you think?
Yevgeny Prigozhin come to Moscow to get more support to his African project. You may know that Yevgeny Prigozhin been in Mali, where Wagner Group has agreement with Mali government, and Mali is a neighboring and close allied to the new Niger government. And Niger now preparing for the invasion from France troops and from Nigeria troops. And so it was a big deal for Yevgeny Prigozhin now to help to the Niger new military government.
It's been said to us this morning, Sergei, that Vladimir Putin would like Donald Trump to be the next president of America. Do you believe that to be the case?
Yeah, I think it's better if Donald Trump will be, because he will stop this war in Ukraine, which United States conducted against Russia on the Ukrainian territory, but lives of his Ukrainian proxy army. From this point of view, we believe that Joe Biden represents interests of the globalist elite, but Donald Trump represents interests of the normal American people, and normal American people wants not war in Ukraine, but peace in Ukraine.